What's going on, guys? Bloo here, and this is my 500k subscriber Q&A video, and we're actually going to be doing this one different than the other ones. I'm actually going to be playing while, reading the questions, just kind of, playing Red Ground War. I'm host. I'm not really sure if I'll hit a clip. That's not really the point of the video, but we're going to answer these questions, so I'm just going to be scrolling through them and then answering them. So, first one comes from Nate McKenzie 11, and he says, why the name It's Grat? And if you didn't know, the YouTube channel that I have, the URL for it is youtube.com/itsgrat. And the reason for that is, I kind of used to be called like G-Rat by some family members, because it's kind of short for Garrett, but at the same time it's also not. It was just kind of a weird nickname I had, so like when I was deciding what to name my channel, I was trying to come up with names, and then that was just the one that kind of, happened. I didn't want it to be my name, and I was like, okay, well that's a nickname I have, so yeah, that's why the name It's Grat is there. But then I quickly just, switched from It's Grat to Bloo. So I'm not known as It's Grat, I'm known as Bloo. And like, it's just my URL name. Who inspires you the most in FaZe Clan? It was always Norden for the most time, because like, his work ethic is just like unmatched by a lot of people. Like, the man would upload so much. He would do free-for-all live like so often, and like, he was the first person in FaZe that kind of just broke through and became like that personality person. And like, now he has a second channel that he also has 1 million subs on. Like, he just does it all. But now I'm seeing like Rug has done a lot. Like, a year ago, me and Rug were at the same position, and then he changed it all around in a year and became like the most viewed person in FaZe. So like, that's kind of inspirational to me, because I literally talked to him and he's like my bro. So like, when I get to hang out with him in California, that'll be fun. But yeah, him and Norden are two really inspiring guys to me, and they are in FaZe, and it's awesome being so close to people that literally inspire me and motivate me to work harder. And that's kind of why I really like being in the house too, because like, literally like, I got to see what hard work would get me to in the, faces of my friends while I was there. So that's cool. Just being in FaZe in general inspires me to just do other things, like, it inspires me to take advantage of the position I have. So I also inspire myself. We out here. Did your social status change in school once they found out you were, quote, internet famous, end quote? Honestly, I wish it didn't, but it very, very much did. It went from like literally freshman year, nobody really took me seriously even as a human being. I was just kind of a small, white kid who gamed a lot, and like, I didn't really care what I looked like, so I may have pulled up to school a couple times looking greasy or something. I would just wear t-shirts, just chill. I was just me. I was like a smart kid, so I, just did really well in school, and then I would go home and not care, because, I was just there at school, and school was just in the way of me gaming. But then I got really good at gaming, because that's how I played games. Like, I literally played games every single day right after school, 12 hours a day, easily. And then I became FaZe Bloo, and then everybody started kind of hearing about it one at a time. I didn't go around and just, spread it around. I wasn't like, yeah, I'm in FaZe, I'm a freaking G now. No, I talked to my friends about it because it was an exciting thing in my life, and then I guess the news spread, and then a lot of people had different, ideas of about what it was, because it is kind of a confusing thing. So like, when you hear one of your people in your class is like famous, that kind of becomes a rumor, and then it spreads around the school. So people were starting to wonder how much I made, what kind of thing I was even doing, It was weird. It was weird. There's a lot of fake friends that came along with it. Like, I became, like, everybody in the school knew me by the time I was a senior. But I didn't know everybody in the school, so it was weird, because I would walk through the halls and people would literally, like, talk to me, and I wouldn't know who they were. But they would, like, say it was, like, a normal thing. I don't know. It was cool, but it was also kind of not cool, because people who made fun of me, like, freshman year tried to just hop along on the gravy train, which is FaZe Bloo. And by gravy train, I mean just, like, if you're nice to me to begin with, I'll be nice to you. But if you are a bad person, and I know you're a bad person because you make fun of me when I'm a normal person, then I'm not gonna just be nice to you when I'm poppin'. I'm not even poppin', I'm just me. But I'm not gonna let any fake people around me, so don't be mean. Just be nice, guys. No matter what the status of other people is. Like, I don't really care that I have status. Like, it's not anything, I'm just on the internet playing games, I don't think I deserve any more, treatment than anybody else. But like, you should just be nice to everybody, and I will be nice to you, and I may happen to have status. So if you're nice to me, then nice things may happen to you as a result of me having status, I guess. Which is why I like helping my friends out. But that doesn't matter. What were your favorite classes in school? I liked history. Math I liked for a while. English I liked when we were writing because I really like to write. And that's kind of how I started making the whole rap things, because I just like to write. What is your favorite clip that isn't yours? Davies Terminal clip. I'll play that right here. You ever thought about making a mixtape? I have, and it's in the works, and I'm actually getting a bunch of my friends on it as well. Since you guys do like the freestyle stuff, it's kind of going to be like an outlet for me to do that. I'll probably just make a video at the time just titled like, I made a mixtape, and then just link it, and then it'll be me playing Call of Duty or vlogging with my friends, and that'll be that. So that'll come out soon, but I'm going to make sure it's actually good first. I don't want to just release it because people want it. Do you have any siblings? I have 2 siblings. I have one older brother and one older sister. How does it feel being the youngest in FaZe? I'm actually not the youngest in FaZe. Youngest in FaZe is FaZe Mojo. I believe he's only 16, but afar from that, I think I'm the youngest player. So, I mean, it feels cool. You know, I guess I'll be around the longest. So, got the longest time to get all those bangers and stuff. What were your parents' thought on you pursuing your dream job of YouTube and gaming? Lol. Well, I mean, you kind of said it in the question right there. Like, what would your parents think about you pursuing your dream job? Like, I think they'd be happy about that, you know what I mean? But, like, if you just told your parents you're gonna go become a professional gamer and you gave them no reference at all, like, there's no reason for that at all. But you guys always ask me this question, like, how do you tell your parents you're gonna be, like, a YouTuber or whatnot? Like, it's really not hard to phrase it. Wow, I just got freaking like 6-in-1 javelin. That is gross. But like, you guys just have to realize your parents are normal people who understand and will give and take with you if you actually give them information that is necessary. You can't just go and be like, oh, I'm gonna be a gamer. No, you gotta be like, okay, well, here's how I'm growing on YouTube. Here's how YouTube money works. Here's how all this stuff works. Like, it's really easy to make a living on YouTube if you try and like you already have a certain audience. I'm not trying to like, you know, say anything like that, but like once I actually showed them everything and showed them that I knew what I was doing with it all, they were completely supportive. And they were even supportive from the get-go because they knew that it kept me out of trouble and it was just in my room and it was what I like to do. You know, my parents were always supportive with whatever I did, but I just got nuked by a kid named Big Bunny. But we'll keep the Q&A going because I don't care. What are your favorite hobbies besides COD? Well, it used to be I liked other games besides COD. That was basically my hobby. And then I played baseball for a little bit. I liked baseball. Wasn't too good. I was a kid playing baseball. And then I got into music and just listening to music. And then from listening to music, I shifted into making music. And then I found friends who also make music. So make music with friends who make music. And then it's just a good cycle. If you weren't in FaZe, what team would you be in? Or what do you think you'd be doing with this whole YouTube scene? I really don't know. I'd probably still be trying to join FaZe at this point. Because, you know, I'd just still be liking to make montages. Like, I haven't stopped liking montages, but I don't know. FaZe just kind of helped make everything real, I guess. Like, it helped me put even more time into it because it's just what I do now. So I'm just very grateful that FaZe came along and picked me up when they did. Or else I really don't know what I'd be doing. What do you think of Nuda? Nuda's a good lad. Sometimes. He memes a bit too much, but with good intentions. Opinions? I'm really not a fan. I'm out here looking like the new Executor or something. Jay says, is this how you get cancer? No. It might be how you get unfollowed, but if you could live with one FaZe member, who would it be? Honestly, I don't know. I think Jeb would be pretty cool to live with, like, but I also think, like, you know, anybody else in FaZe would be cool to live with. Like, it's literally just us doing whatever we want to do. I mean, Norden is cool to live with. Rain's cool to live with. They're the same person. I just said Norden and Rain. Rug's cool to live with. I mean, I would live with, like, anybody in FaZe at this point because I'm literally on good terms with everybody in FaZe, and if I was in a house with anybody in FaZe, we'd know that we'd get stuff done. So, like, it's honestly just a matter of whoever has nobody else to live with, I would live with, and make that happen. You want me to cook for you, brother, says PZ Vox the cook. Depends on what it is. Will you multi even when you're old AF? honestly, I can't see myself not wanting to pick up the controller when I'm like 35 years old and just go into an MW2 lobby and just ding out a nice Barrett multi. The amount of time I've spent playing Call of Duty is absurd, so there's no way I won't just want to pick up a controller when I'm like 49, you know? If you could eat one genre of food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Probably like pizza or pasta. One of the two. I mean, I guess Italian food could be a genre if you really want to do it that broadly, but if I could just do Italian food forever, I would do that completely. Because frickin' breadsticks, oh my god, with the pasta and pizza, that'd be lit. But like, just pizza or pasta, you know? I'm not greedy. I'll take one or the other. Why do you like Future? Says this person. Future is a great artist. He has a lot of bangers. You know, he's consistently good. And it annoys me that people say, oh, he just consistently release music because it's all trash. Nah, he's just found a sound and it's consistently good. And it's aesthetically pleasing to me. The whole image of Future, you know, the whole mainstream thing that he captured with Drake, you know, it's impressive. And then he can just go ahead and drop bangers that some have meaning. You know, there's some subjects in the songs that are cool. And other times you just want to listen to Future. So literally, that's why I like Future. MW2 Barrett or MW3 Barrett? MW2 Barrett all the way. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A video. I really enjoyed making it. Yeah, this lobby has literally just been Big Bunny nuking me. But yeah, drop a like if you enjoyed. I'm going to Florida tomorrow at like 5 in the morning, so I'm stacking up videos tonight to upload for this week, and I'm going to be working on good vlogs to make while I'm there. I want to have videos stacked so I don't just rush out vlogs, so that I can, you know, produce some quality things. Yeah.